welcome back to Tailor Tale Grey Route, Chapter 16. How much longer until this girl is gonna be like, alright, listen. I'll tell you everything. A woman and her daughter have come to me to commission a dress. Beautiful, this will be perfect for the annual ball. I compliment my client's choice with a smile and make a note of the fabrics for the dress. Silver chiffon over a satin navy ball gown. My fingers are already itching to get started. I'll need to make another appointment for a fitting once I've got the basic design sewn up. And from there I can start adding the embellishments and finishing touches I add. The woman and her daughter, a senior at Cleaner Academy, thanked me before leaving the boutique. Ever since a play, I've been fully booked. Business has never been better. It's been keeping me busy and I'm glad for that. This way I barely have time to think about their argument with Gray and how he still hasn't spoken to me. Girl, I'm gonna beef with my girl. I only wish I were busy enough that I didn't think about him at all. Lost in thought, I finish up my notes and look over my appointments for tomorrow. With a smile, I see that I'm completely booked for the day once again. I've already started on half a dozen dresses for the same ball and a couple of suits. If things continue at this rate, I might have to look into hiring an assistant. The bell up at the door jingles, and though it's almost closing time, I turn with a smile to greet another customer. Oh, it's just Sarah. It's just Sarah. Working hard or we're hardly working, huh? Sarah smirks as she teases me. I shake my head at her affectionately, a grin still curving my lips. I'll have you know that ever since the Academy play, I've been fully booked. I rest my hands on my hips and raise an eyebrow at her. So I'd say I'm working extremely hard. Well, good for you, Sarah beams at me, coming over to the counter. I haven't heard much from you since then. I thought you might have been back to your hermit lifestyle, she teases. I was never a hermit, I protest. If you say so, she grins at me and I poke my tongue out at her in return. Real mature, I know. What are you doing here anyway? I ask her. I'm meeting Jed, she says as she inspects her fingernails absently. We're going out to a movie. I smile at her. Her and Jed seem to be really getting serious. I've never seen Sarah like this with anyone before. But why exactly here? I stress. If Sarah and Jed are going on a date, meeting up at my boutique seems like a strange way to get together. Well, I was thinking you and Greg could come with us, she adds as she looks up at me. I don't think so. I bite down on my bottom lip awkwardly. I don't think Gray will, but I'd love to come. You don't think I'll be a third wheel? It's not like I have any other plans, and it might be nice to get to know Jed better. He is dating my best friend after all. No way, it'll be fun, Sarah assures me. We're going to see the new comedy. It looks hilarious. That's good. I definitely need a laughter after all this work, I say with a sigh. Barely a second passes before the front doors open again. I stand up straight and turn to greet. Never mind, it's only Jed. Hello, he greets us awkwardly as he joins the two of us at the counter. Can one of y'all lock my door? At this point, I don't want any more customers. Sarah watches him expectantly but says nothing. What? He asks when he finally cracks on her stare. She huffs as she pushes herself up from the stool and tiptoes up to kiss him quickly. His face goes a few shades darker and I grin a little. I guess Jed isn't the biggest fan of PTA. Anyway, Michiko, how are you? He asks with a small smile after Sarah has sat down with him again. I'm great, thanks, and you? Can't complain, especially not with this one around. He ruffles Sarah's hair playfully and she pouts up at him. Alright, you guys you don't need to show off your relationship in front of me. After successfully fitting him off, Michiko's coming to, she says, I skipped a whole 2 words. Michiko's coming to the cinema with us, okay? Jed looks at me, his face brightening all of a sudden. Well, that's perfect. I asked Gray to come too. He's meeting us there. Oh shit, this is gonna be awkward. Awkward. I don't like this at all. My stomach drops in an instant, a small bolt of panic running through me. Oh, you know what? I think I'll just stay in. I've got a big day tomorrow, I say, and Sarah gives me an exquisitive look. Alright, what's going on? Nothing, I lie. I attempt to plaster a smile on my face, but she gives me a look that tells me she sees straight through it. My shoulders slump as I sigh. I've had enough of keeping this all to myself. It won't hurt for them to know what's going on between us. Maybe they can help somehow. And I think I'd be right back. My headset is not working. I can't hear anything. Gray and I had an argument, I admit, blowing out a long breath. I don't bother telling them about my conversation with Ivan, one dilemma at a time. About? Sarah asked, quirking her head to the side. We almost kissed a couple weeks ago and I got cold feet. He's probably mad about that. Sarah's eyes light up, but when Jed makes a small sound, we both turn to look at him. Doesn't sound like something he'd get mad about, he says with a shake of his head. Well, you must know something. Sarah prods him in the arm. He's your best friend. I don't know anything, I swear. He holds his hand up in front of him innocently. Well, what do you think I should do? I ask him, hoping he might have an answer. Jed thinks for a second before he shrugs his shoulders casually. You could try talking to him again. He might have cooled off by now, he says. At the look on my face, which must be more distraught than I had meant for it to be, he gives me a comforting smile. Don't worry, Michiko. I don't think Gray could stay mad at you if he tried. He assures me with a lopsided grin. What's that supposed to mean? Sarah asks, wrinkling her nose at him. What do you like to know, Pipsqueak? Jed teases her and she punches him playfully in the arm. At least come to the movie with us, Sarah insists. You might get the chance to talk to him there, and if not, you already said you could do it with a laugh anyway. I guess when she puts it that way, there's no reason for me to refuse. Oh, James the villain. Kane, Prince, Drago. Oh, look at this. These cakes and cupcakes. Just out here in the movie theater? When we arrive at the cinema, Gray is already waiting inside. My stomach gets all bunched up into knots when I see his handsome face. I attempt to smile, but I don't get much from him in return. Great. Still ignoring, I see. Let's get some snacks, Sarah says, right as I hear Jed asking Gray how he's doing. I wish I could hang back and hear the answer to that, but Sarah doesn't give me the option. We head to the candy bar and the smell of fresh popcorn. Hot dogs and chocolates hit me all at once. I glance over the options. I don't really feel hungry, but it might be nice to grab a snack. Just a small sweet popcorn, please, I tell the cashier. Then I decide I'll get something for Gray too. Maybe it'll help to sweeten him up a bit. Actually, give me a salty one as well. I pay for the tubs of popcorn and wait for Sarah to finish ordering her food, then to join Jed and Gray again. Here, choose, I say, offering both buckets to Gray. There's a slight pause and a thin blonde eyebrow slowly rises to match his expression. He's hesitating. I give him a wry smile, hoping he'll take the peace offering. Then he leans over and grabs a salty popcorn bucket from my hands. Salty, huh? I say. Guess you're not into sweets. When the mood strikes, I'll nibble on something sweet, he says in this suggestive tone. But for now, salt it is. I feel like he's making some sort of comment about us and our situation at the moment. I keep quiet instead. Okay. The four of us head into the cinema and find our seats. I sit between Sarah and Gray, with Jen on Sarah's other side. My tub of popcorn sits on my lap, the smell of sweet popcorn floating up into my nostrils. I don't look at Gray, but I feel his presence like a weight on my chest. The air between us is thick with tension, and I wish I could just talk to him without interrupting the whole movie. The film finally starts, and when the theater... What the heck? I thought we were watching a comedy show, not like Star Wars. And when the theater darkens completely, I sink down further into my seat and try to enjoy myself. But my mind keeps wandering over to Gray. That comment about me freezing up, I guess he's right. I have kept him at a distance because I'm a Roma. We've got a lot of unintended history together, and while some relationships may be better off with some skeletons left in the closet, I don't think that applies to our tangled past. I hurt him. Badly. He has to know. Before things between us get any more complicated, I have to find the right time to tell him. I breathe out a long sigh, satisfied with this conclusion. Now let's just hope it's not too much easier said than done. Eventually I start to relax a little more, even starting to giggle at the film a little. Sarah howls with laughter beside me, and that makes me laugh even more. I can't stop myself from sneaking a glance at Gray, wondering if he's having any fun at all. I turn to have my eyes meet his, finding him already looking at me. His expression is indecipherable. Are you watching me or watching the movie, Gray? Was he thinking about me too? The lights suddenly come on, signaling a short break in the middle of the movie. What? This happens? Not in my movie. We literally went to watch Dune 2, and Tyler and I almost fell asleep near the very, very end. Just because, like, we had to wake up early. Not because the movie was boring or anything. Quick bathroom break, and then some more snacks. Sarah declares as she stands and shuffles past me. How much more can you eat? I tease her. She simply winks at me before disappearing down the aisle. Greg gets up and leaves too, leaving me alone with Jed, who... Wait a second, is he asleep? I giggle quietly to myself, but hope he doesn't snore. I decide I should probably use the bathroom now rather than regret it later. That's interesting, a movie break. Entering the bathroom and come face to face with Gray. What? It's a co-ed bathroom? Wait, what? He looks towards the door right as he puts his hand under a stream of water from the tap. I realize I stepped right into the wrong bathroom. His eyebrows shoot in surprise and he pulls back, splashing water from the tap all over the front of his pants. Shit, he curses out loud as he looks down at himself in horror. Oh, dude. It's okay, your pants are black, it's fine. A laugh escapes me before I slap a hand over my mouth to stop it, and Greg gives me a dry look. What are you doing in here? Look what you've done, he says in frustration at the stain. Quickly, he grabs a couple of paper towels and dry himself off. I think that's my fault, I say, still laughing. You should have told one of the adults earlier that you were about to soil yourself. Very funny, he drawls, though I see the corners of his lips twitching. Alright, hilarity aside, you probably shouldn't go out there walking around like that, I giggle. You think, Gray says, and this time he's definitely holding his laughter. This isn't working. He throws the paper towels in the trash and sighs. I look between us. I didn't bring a jacket, and Gray's only wearing a shirt. Looking around the room, I search for another option. Hey, you can always blow me to dry me off, he says with a wink. No, fam. Your pants are black. You'll be fine. Might take a while, but what other option do we have? I know he's making a joke, but when I see the hand dryers on the opposite wall, an idea suddenly hits me. Quick, go into that stall and take off your pants, I order, earning another eyebrow raise in return. What? Are you serious? You know I was only making a joke, right? We're thinking two separate things here, he asks, his face a mixture of hope and confusion. These fucking choices. This one, though. We're not doing that. I say in outrage, my face going warm. Just hand me your pants over the top of the stall so I can dry them on our hand dryers. He's not even gonna question why I'm in the men's bathroom. He's worried about everything else. Get my hopes up, why don't you? Gray chuckles as he steps backwards and I shake my head at him. He undoes his top button right in front of me, grinning like an idiot, and I feel my blush deepen. At least he's not ignoring me anymore. I'll take the teasing over silent treatment any day. He heads into the nearest stall, and when he hangs his pants over the top of the stall, I grab them and head towards the hand dryer, holding them beneath the warm air. It takes a few minutes to work before long the wet patch on the front of his pants is starting to dry. Another man enters the bathroom and stares at me in confusion. I can't help but give him a wry smile. This wouldn't be an issue if buildings just had unisex bathrooms. Awkwardly, I try my best to ignore anyone inside the bathroom. The pants are finally dry. I toss his pants over back to him. Here, it's dry, I say. There's some muffling sounds coming from the stall before it opens, and out walks Gray, pants dry and all. Technically, when our friends asked what took us so long, you could tell them you were busy blowing me. Blowing your... no. I was drying his pants. I snorted out loud. I'd love to see Sarah's reaction if I did that. That's so weird, though. Like a pause in the movie break? Is this a real thing? The lights are already dim by the time we take our seats again. The movie has started playing. What were you two doing that took you so long? Sarah whispers at me as she nudges my arm. Nothing, I whisper back in return, though the smile on my face is far from innocent. I catch Gray's eyes again. This time he smiles and shakes his head at me in amusement. The tension between us definitely melted somewhat, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. I hope it lasts. I look over to Sarah and Jen, the way they're holding hands, how easily they laugh with each other. As far as I know, Sarah hasn't told me she was part of the gang that rivaled his in high school, and the two of them seem to be getting along just fine. It seems to me that even if Jed knew, he liked Sarah too much to care about it, but it's different for them. Neither of them was the leader of their gang like Gray and I were, and neither of them did anything as horrible as getting the other one expelled from school. I drum my fingers anxiously against the armrest between Sarah and me. When I tell Gray, will he hate me? I suppose he'd have good reason to. First, for what I did, and second, for letting him get so close to me unknowingly. A pit forms in my stomach as I imagine his reaction, the pain and anger he'll surely feel. Even so, I have to be honest with him. He deserves to know the truth and to decide for himself how he feels about me afterwards. The movie finally ends, and we exit the cinema with Sarah reenacting her favorite parts and making us laugh. We step outside into the cool night air. The crowd around is quickly dispersing. I pull my jacket tighter around myself to ward off the bite of the cold wind. Wondering what time it is, I dig into my handbag for my phone. I should probably get home before it gets too late, but I still want to try to talk to Gray again before I do. I found digging deeper into my bag. I swear my phone was in here. In a panic, I open the bag in front of me, search desperately through the contents. Everything okay? Sarah asked, stepping up beside me. Yeah, I troll off. Maybe I fell on my bag in the theater? I'll be right back, I say, quickly hurrying back into the building. I tell the usher I've lost my phone. He lets me back into the empty theater without a problem, telling me I've got a few minutes before they start cleaning it for the next session. Rushing down the aisle, I look for my seat. Shit, which one was it again? I go row by row, glancing over the seats to see if my phone is sitting on any of them, but I don't have any luck. The lighting is terrible in here, and I was so distracted while we were watching the movie that I didn't pay any attention to how far back we were sitting. When I reach the final row, I growl beneath my breath, turning with a frustrated stomp. Then I start when I notice I'm not alone. Lose something. I find Gray pacing the aisle towards me, his hands in his pockets and his eyebrows raised. Yeah, I think my phone might have fallen out of my bag and I can't remember what seat I was sitting in. I confess, feeling like a forgetful idiot. He nods slowly, then points to a row near the middle. It was this one. Should I call you? You can try, but I put it in silent for the movie, I say with a sigh. Gray takes out his phone and dials mine. With Gray's help, I find the seat I was sitting in, but to my annoyance, my phone isn't there. Ducking down, I search the ground around the area. The floor is littered with popcorn and candy wrappers, and something sticky and gross touches my hand. I feel rather silly crawling around on my hands and knees, but I'm desperate to find my phone. It feels weird to be so dependent on something so small, but I honestly don't know how I'd live without it. And then I finally see it. A couple of seats over my phone lays on the floor, the screen lighting up the bottom of the chair. I reach out for it and glance at the screen, seeing Gray's name flashing across it. How many times had I hoped to see him calling? And now that he is, it's only to help me find the phone that I stupidly lost. Thanks, I say as I straighten up and brush myself off, watching Gray tuck his phone back into his pocket. No problem, he says. After turning the sound back on, I stash my phone in the pocket of my coat, keeping it close this time. There are a couple of awkward seconds that pass before I speak again. Can we talk? I ask finally. Yeah, okay. Not here, though. The poor employee said to hurry up and get your shit. I let out a sigh of relief, but now that he says yes, I don't really know what to say. All I know is that I don't want it to turn into another argument. I hate fighting with you, I say with a sigh. I just want us to be friends again. I don't know. Shit, that's not what I want to hear. He says quietly as he looks towards a darkened screen, all the music from earlier disappearing. I'm not sure I can. My heart drops in my chest. He doesn't mean that. He can't mean that. That really sucks, Gray. The last thing I want is to lose you. Is it? Cause you sure don't act like it. Damn, bro! He scoffs, flipping his switch in an instant. My phone rings in my pocket, vibrating against my side, and I ignore it, raising my hands in front of me. I'm trying to do what I think is best, truly, and I appreciate how patient you've been with me, I plead. So what happened the other night is how you repay the favor, he drawls, and I shiver at the coolness in his voice. When you rejected me. I wanted you to kiss me, I confirm, finding it easier to talk about my attraction towards him. My heart beats like a hammer in my chest, and I feel abnormally hot all of a sudden. But I know I couldn't let you. And why is that? Gray asks, his eyes going dark. Because you know why. Does he? I say with a slump of my shoulders, recalling our conversation about how I was holding our relationship back. My phone goes off in my pocket once again, but I don't have time to worry about it. Gray shakes his head, his words coming out in a growl when he speaks. I want to hear you say it. Because I can't kiss you when I'm keeping secrets from you, I exclaim. I take in a breath to compose myself. I didn't want this to turn into an argument, but that's exactly where it's heading. His jaw clenches tight before he lets out a tired sigh. I just wish you could have more trust in me, Michiko. I know you're scared of the repercussions, but I can handle the truth. Desperately wanting to believe him, I force myself to lock eyes with Gray. I feel the full weight of his emotions. I can see how much he cares. I have to have faith. I swallow the rising lump in my throat, willing myself to have courage. Listen, he is already, side note, little girly, but you guys are already fighting right now. You might as well, like, full on tell him. So that way you can just rip the band-aid off, you know? He's already upset. You sure I can trust you? Yeah, that's the wrong question. No, I would be more pissed now if you told me that. I ask cautiously. He nods, not looking away for a second, and takes a step closer to me. I've proven you can rely on me time and time again. I'm here helping you now, aren't I? If I recall correctly, this isn't the first time you've lost it. Oh my god. And I've been the one to help you find it again. He already knows. He already knows! Wait, what did he say? For a moment I can't breathe. I feel like the wind has been knocked out of me. It's not possible. He can't know about me being the former leader of the Academy gang. We wouldn't be standing here like this if he did. My phone starts ringing again. What? Shit, sorry. I pulled my phone out from my pocket, frustrated by its insistent ringing. I glare at my phone screen about to message whoever is trying to get hold of me that I'll call them later, when the single word that flashes across my screen seizes my heart in my chest. Emergency. My mind panics. My mind empties, panic streaking through me as all kinds of horrible scenarios run through my head at the one word. I'm sorry, I think Nikki's in trouble. I try to explain as I press his number and hold my phone to my ear. He answers almost instantly, though I can barely hear his voice over the commotion in the background. Nikki, what's going on? I ask in a rush with Gray looking on unconcerned. The bar, Aroma. Please help, it's bad this time. It's really bad. There's the sound of bottle smashing and then a series of furious shouts. I know exactly which bar he's talking about. It's the one we met in. And long time academy territory. I can't. I'm really sorry, I say, even though my body's roaring at me to go. Please, Michiko, we don't have anyone else, Nikki begs, sounding so desperate I can barely stand it. I sign to the receiver, my shoulders slumping in defeat. Okay, fine, I'm on my way. After ending the call, I give Gray an apologetic look. I have to go. Nikki needs help, I say quickly, starting to move past him. He puts a hand on my arm to stop me. What's going on, he asks. Though my instincts are to avoid his question, I'm starting to get the feeling that he knows more about me than I thought. It's time to shed a little light on the situation. Nikki is in trouble. Some former Riverside High gang members are still active, and they're hassling some Cleaner Academy grads as wasted, I explain. Gray raises an eyebrow, and he's calling for help. Why? I shake my head in dismissal. It's a long story. I don't have time to get into it now. Things sound bad. I hesitate. If I say anything more, there's a good chance he would discover who I was in the past, if he doesn't know already. But unfortunately, I think I've run out of time for a private, lengthy conversation. Right now, my gang needs me, and the Phantom tagging alone could make a difference between victory or defeat. Look, Gray, if you want to come with me and see what I've been keeping secret from you, I won't stop you. It's time you knew the truth. I can practically see the gears turning in his head as he eyes me curiously. Count me in, he says, turning towards the exit. Together, we exit the theater in a hurry. Alright, it's obvious he knows. And this will just confirm it if he was suspicious about it. If we rush out of the cinema and find Sarah and Jed still waiting for us. Oh, they were so patient. I'm sensing it was a bad idea to leave the two of you alone, Sarah says after seeing the look on my face. I shake my head at her. It's Nikki and the Academy gang. They're in trouble. I'm going to help them. I see her give Jed a sidelong glance, her eyes widening as she looks at me again. Are you sure you want to do this? She asks. What choice do I have? She nods and I know she understands some of how I feel, but she doesn't know the whole story. By doing this, I'm not just risking exposing my entire identity to Gray. I also have Ivan to contend with. Gray finding out I'm the former leader of the Academy gang is one thing, but if Ivan tells him it was me who got him arrested the night of the fight, he'll never speak to me again. Okay, I'm with you, Sarah says, smiling weakly. The four of us jump in a taxi, giving Jed a quick rundown of the situation as we head across town to the bar. When we finally step out of the cab, we find ourselves right in the middle of the scene. Riversiders and Academy members are strewn down the street, facing off against each other. A quick head count tells me that my old gang are outnumbered 2-1. If the cops haven't shown up yet, they'll most definitely be on the way. Glass litters the pavement, people are screaming, shouting, and fighting. This can't go on for much longer. I scan the chaos for Nikki, but when I whip my head to the side, I see he's found me first. Oh my god! Oh my god. Jesus Christ, what happened? Aroma, he says out loud as he staggers over, making my stomach turn. Thank God you came. Well, case closed. That's one way to find out that I am the gang leader. Previous gang leader that can't seem to get out of the gang life. Why are you guys being like this still? I don't understand. We're grown adults. There's like repercussions definitely for adults. No. Guess we're all going to jail tonight. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.